Hi, I'm Alan Paletti, and today I have a very special deck. This is one that you can, as of filming this, you can still get it on Dan and Dave. I don't know if it is also sold on Conjuring Arts Research Center's website, although it was made in conjunction with dananddave.com. It's the Ernaseum Deck, right? I really like the box on this thing. This thing it's got very old world kind of look, even like all of the imperfections in the printing and stuff looks like they were done purposely to make it look like it was back then. Squeezers, because squeezers does not mean the bulldog squeezers, which everybody thinks, but squeezers rather refers to the type of printing style on the pips of the cards. Show you the rest of the box. It just says distributed by Dan and Dave and Conjuring Arts to commemorate the Ernaseum, Helena, Montana, August 2011. Anagram by Scott Kim. Right. That's the box. Now, squeezers refers to the printing of the corner pips. Right. This is how we look at them today, and this is what back in the day was considered a squeezer, because you could take a hand, let's say a poker hand, and you could squeeze them like that and be able to know your hand. Now the other ones were called, oh gosh, somebody's going to already be like, why doesn't he know this off the top of his head? Trips. They were called trips. And they were triplicates. So you had, you know, the representation of the two of spades, or the two of diamonds in the center of the card, and then you had a little card in either corner, the drawing of a card, a little box, with two diamonds in it, right? And that's how it represented each of the cards. And those were called trips because you had 1, 2, 3 representations of the card, and that's how you would look at them. Squeezers won out eventually, that style won out, and it was just easier to recognize the cards, and that's what we went with. Ernaseum Deck, really cool. This is an ad card. I'm not exactly sure what this is supposed to be representing. It looks like the card flaps of the box and some other random parts of the box, but I'm not sure exactly what that's supposed to be. This just goes into some of the history. If you want to read that, I'll hold that up there. Pause the screen. Okay, done. It's the Ask Alexander from every Conjuring Arts Research Center deck I've ever got, and D&D to show their collaboration. Funny thing, if you actually put this one on a stick and you spin it back and forth, you can see Alexander inside of the D&D logo. So that's an old thing. That's kind of like the bird in the bird cage. The handling on these, fantastic. Love them. These are printed fully to the edge, which I know already a lot of people are going to be, why can't you have white borders on it? Well, you know what? Because this was not made for that purpose. This was a commemorative deck made to represent the playing cards of the era. If you would put a white border on them, on these, that wouldn't have made any sense. It would not have been a true wormback design. Okay, so they call it wormback because if you look at these are little tiny squiggles all over the card. I think this is really pretty. It's kind of hypnotic. It definitely looks interesting on camera, as I'm standing behind here. The fans that you get out of them are not the prettiest. They're kind of jarring visually. You expect to see like some kind of magic picture, which would not be a bad idea for something to do, but no magic picture. It says Erdnase one way, SW Erdnase one way, and then it says W.S. Sanders, who they think is the anagram for Erdnase. So, handling on these, wonderful. The edges are cut wonderfully. Really big fan of these, actually. This is something that, you know, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, I don't want them because of this or that. And I'm surprised they're not sold out already, but I guess I can understand why, because this would not be something that, unless you're a big fan of Erdnase or of card magic history or card history in general, you probably wouldn't care to pick these up just to have them. So most people want to use the decks they buy, right? So, gorgeous cards. Let me go to the faces, because the faces actually are worth merit this time. They're not just standard USPCC faces. If you look, they actually look like roughly printed and hand-drawn kind of look to them. You get some ones that are real thin, like the king or the jack. The eights will be real thick. These are not standards, and if you look at the pips and everything, these look like they were printed on an older machine that actually printed them on there instead of just laser etch, or just laser printing them perfectly. So each of those does, I mean, you could go through each card and appreciate the artwork and everything. The court cards have a lot more style in them. They have these more elegant kind of wispy noses on them. I don't know how to explain that. You get 2 duplicate jokers. It's a big ace of spades, nothing special there. But you notice that these are a lot more ornate looking than your standard ones. And I could go through each one of these, but my arms are getting tired. You can just appreciate that they are all different. You can even see like some of the, it's not printed completely yellow there. I love how they did that because it just makes it feel like you're playing with a authentic deck of cards from back in the day. Handling is awesome. The edges are cut real smooth. Like them a lot. These are just a joy. So if you don't have a pack, as of the time of this video filming, you can still get them. Dan and Dave, check them out. For all you Magic card enthusiasts and Ernaseum enthusiasts, pick up a deck. Alright guys.